With Princess Lyra slowly but surely recovering, a quiet sense of triumph settled over Sariel. Yet the victory was fleeting. The antidote was a cure, but the root of the sickness, the mastermind behind the poisoning, still lurked. Sariel had gained crucial information from Lord Valerius about the House of Ishikawa's ambition and their known contact with a poison expert. This was her starting point. Her first task was to verify Lord Valerius's claim about the Ishikawa family. She couldn't trust anyone blindly in this palace. Discreetly, she began observing the interactions between various court members and anyone associated with the Ishikawa household. She spent hours in the imperial library, not just on medical texts, but on historical records and court genealogies, looking for connections. Her sharp mind noticed subtle nods, prolonged glances, and hushed conversations between seemingly unrelated palace officials and members of the Ishikawa's extended retinue. These were not direct proofs, but they formed a pattern of unusual communication. Sariel suspected an insider was involved, someone with access and knowledge of palace routines. Her previous encounter with the nervous young maid who served Princess Lyra's tea still bothered her. Sariel sought out the maid again, this time approaching her with empathy rather than direct questioning. She offered a soothing herbal tea, pretending it was for the maid's nerves. As the maid sipped, Sariel spoke softly about the princess's recovery and the lingering danger. The maid, still terrified but touched by Sariel's kindness, finally broke. Trembling, she confessed that a man, a seemingly harmless palace scholar named Master Wren, had given her the special incense for the princess, assuring her it was for good luck and to enhance sleep. He had promised her a large sum of money. The maid was just a desperate, unwitting pawn. Master Wren. Sariel recognized the name. He was known for his extensive knowledge of ancient texts and forgotten languages, often consulting for the emperor on historical matters. His unassuming demeanor made him an unlikely suspect, but Sariel's instincts screamed otherwise. He had access to forbidden knowledge and the perfect cover. Her next step was to confirm Master Wren's involvement with the Ishikawa family and his expertise in poisons. This was the most dangerous part. Sariel began subtly observing Master Wren. He noticed his peculiar habit of visiting a small, secluded grotto in the imperial gardens, far from the main pathways. He always carried a worn leather satchel. One evening, under the cloak of twilight, Sariel followed him. She kept her distance, using the dense foliage as cover. Master Wren entered the grotto. Sariel peered through the leaves and saw him meticulously tending to a patch of extremely rare and poisonous plants, far more dangerous than the common night-blooming jasmine. These were plants whose toxins could mimic natural ailments, making detection nearly impossible. He was indeed a poison expert. As he worked, a man in the distinctive colors of the House of Ishikawa emerged from the shadows. They spoke in hushed tones, Master Wren handing over a small, intricately carved wooden box. Sariel couldn't hear the words, but the transaction was clear. The House of Ishikawa was definitely involved, and Master Wren was their insidious weapon. Sariel had her proof. Now she needed to act. She knew confronting them directly was suicide. This was a job for Lord Valerius. She quickly, yet discreetly, made her way back to her chambers, her mind racing, formulating how to present her findings without putting herself in direct harm's way. The palace, once just a gilded cage, now felt like a viper's nest, and she, the unassuming apothecary, was caught in its deadliest game.
The following morning, Sariel sought an audience with Lord Valerius. She found him in a private study, reviewing a stack of scrolls. His keen eyes immediately sharpened as she entered, sensing the urgency in her demeanor. Without preamble, Sariel laid out her evidence. She recounted the nervous maid's confession, detailing Master Wren's role in providing the incense. She then described her perilous nocturnal observation in the grotto, emphasizing Master Wren's cultivation of dangerous plants and his secret meeting with the Ishikawa associate, culminating in the exchange of the mysterious carved box. She presented her findings clearly, calmly, and logically, just as she would diagnose an ailment. Lord Valerius listened in silence, his expression unreadable. When she finished, a slow, grim smile spread across his face. Master Wren, he mused, the quiet scholar, a perfect viper in the garden. He praised Sariel's astuteness, acknowledging her investigative skills far surpassed those of typical palace healers. He confirmed his own suspicions regarding Master Wren, admitting his spies had found subtle irregularities but lacked the precise, damning evidence Sariel had uncovered. He revealed that Master Wren had long been suspected of supplying potent substances, but always with untraceable methods. Sariel's evidence was the missing link. With Sariel's irrefutable evidence, Lord Valerius moved swiftly and decisively. Imperial guards, led by Lord Valerius himself, stormed Master Wren's grotto. They found the remaining poisonous plants and the workshop where he concocted his insidious mixtures. Master Wren and the Ishikawa associate were apprehended in a swift, coordinated raid. The scandal shook the palace to its core. The House of Ishikawa, facing irrefutable proof, crumbled under the emperor's wrath. Their ambitions were crushed and their political influence eradicated. News of Sariel's role in uncovering the conspiracy spread like wildfire through the palace and beyond. She was no longer merely the genius apothecary girl, but the palace detective, the one who had seen through the shadows and saved a beloved princess. Sariel was summoned before the emperor in a grand, formal audience. He sat on his throne, Princess Lyra, pale but recovering, by his side. The emperor expressed his profound gratitude, acknowledging her courage and ingenuity. He offered her a permanent position as the royal apothecary, with unprecedented freedom and resources. Sariel bowed deeply. "Your Majesty," she began, her voice clear and strong, "I accept this honor, but with a condition." A ripple went through the court. "I wish for the freedom to study all forms of healing, traditional and unconventional, and to travel beyond the palace walls when my duties allow, to learn from the world and to offer my aid where it is truly needed." She was not just a prisoner cured, but a free woman seeking to broaden her horizons. The emperor, impressed by her spirit, agreed to her terms, recognizing that a talent like hers should not be confined. He saw not just a healer, but a visionary. With the conspiracy dismantled and her terms agreed upon, Sariel embraced her new role. She moved her true laboratory to a larger, dedicated wing of the palace, where she could research freely. Princess Lyra became a close friend and confidant, often seeking Sariel's gentle wisdom. Sariel remained the royal apothecary, but her life was far from confined. She traveled to distant lands, learning new remedies and ancient healing arts, always returning with renewed knowledge and purpose. The emperor's palace, once a symbol of her forced captivity, had become her stage, a place where her genius blossomed, solving not only the mysteries of health, but also the insidious plots that threatened the heart of the empire. She had found her true calling, a life dedicated to healing, learning, and illuminating the shadows, forever the genius apothecary, and now the guardian of the palace's deepest secrets. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more mind-blowing stories.